Hello everybody, my name is Philanthanum and welcome to Rage Simulator 6000. Oh, sorry, Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. There's actually very little difference between those two games. You've probably already seen this played, and oh, it's so weird. I have been told that there's a little Easter egg that there's only one way to die in this game. And that's... No. By doing that right at the start. Did you hear that?
No.
He went, no, as you killed him and threw him in the water. The object of this game is to climb a mountain with a hammer, which is actually a terrible plan. If you ever feel like going hiking, don't just take a hammer and a pot. Because, oh no. I thought that Bennett Foddy would start talking by now.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up.
Yeah, and starting this game
If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
I've already promised myself I'm not going to get too upset in this game. After all, it's only a video game.
Thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. And don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes.
This game would be a lot easier if he wasn't talking all the time. He says, actually, that's bullshit. It wouldn't be easier because the mechanic of this game of swinging a thing around is just ridiculous.
This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002 titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products.
Yep, this is definitely rough and unfriendly, but... get it up, get it up, get it up, get it up, get it up. It's not a dick joke. This time, I have played this a little bit before, because I wanted to see what I was getting myself into, and whether I would actually cry.
In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery. And the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
Grab it. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Swing, swing, swing. And stop, and place down. Now, every time I've done this before, I've caught the hammer on that red cup and thrown myself off again. And the cup's fallen off as well. Bye.
Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real.
Except in Sexy Hiking, some progress is guaranteed because it's like a level-based game, whereas this is one continuous slog all the way through. And if you get a bit wrong, oh my god, I've never done this right before. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah, we're up. Don't fall down. Don't fall down. Sit, sit. I've been told that somewhere on YouTube there is actually a video of Bennett Foddy playing Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, which sounds interesting. I'd quite like to see if he is good at his own game or not.
The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding,
Be
And that makes the game uniquely
quiet.
frustrating. It's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past a new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas.
Oh. Every part of this game fills me with dread. I do like this game, for as difficult as it is to try and get through it without self-destructing yourself. It's got nice little nuances, like the muscle definition in this guy's arms, which is more muscle definition than I will ever have in my life. This guy was like the basic character on, I think it was Flash or some stock pictures. No, thank you. No, not today. Thank you very much. See you. But I've started analysing every little detail of this guy. I also like that when the pot hits down, that some water falls out. Some people are calling it a cauldron, but it isn't a cauldron. Cauldrons have feet. This doesn't have any feet. I had to be told that as well. I was calling it a cauldron. On Reddit or 4chan, I can't remember which one, this particular section is referred to as the Devil's Chimney, and there's like a good number of people that never get past it, and I've got past it once. And if we get through it at all, it will be a bloody miracle. I've seen speedrunners do this game in like 3 minutes. I think I saw one person do it in 2 minutes, but I haven't been able to find it since. And I have been on this for about 10 so far, and we just haven't got anywhere. Because obviously I haven't spent the time on it that they have. Sit, don't move. We have to push, we have to push and swing. Push, swing. Yes. No. Right, okay. Got it, go, no. That's fine, this is fine.
You've done this part before. You know it's possible.
Just do what you did the first time.
I do know it's possible, it's just bloody infuriating, because if you put your mouse in the wrong place, just the wrong place, or if you put a little bit too much force on the swing, or not enough, then it throws you out completely, and the effect can be you push yourself off the entire mountain. Push! Not like that, we don't. Nope. Fucking fuck. And swing. I can feel all the muscles in my stomach tensing up as I'm playing this, and I'm thinking, why am I doing this to myself? And the answer is, I don't know. Push up, swing. Work from the other way. Instead of trying to push myself up, can I just drop down onto it like this? No. Mouse acceleration. Fucking hate it. Okay, I'm going into the game with the knowledge that the mouse acceleration exists, which some people didn't have. Not that it's beneficial in any way, but it does explain why the controls are fucking nasty. I might try to turn my sensitivity up just for a bit. Right, okay. Down. No. Okay, maybe that's too sensitive. Ready. I don't know why he doesn't... it doesn't matter how fast I'm moving the mouse at the moment. But... he won't push himself off the ground. Of course you did then. Of course you did. Because you are the embodiment of all that is cruel. I was going to say at the start of this that I promised myself I'm not going to rage. Not working. Yes, no. No! Don't go back. You can see even then it's just not pushing very much. Yes. Yes. No, don't die. Don't. Don't you dare. Don't. No. Up. 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 Get up. Get up. Sit. Sit. Don't. Don't. Because if you go off the left there, you fall off the entire game. Or a substantial portion of it. I know that much. I know that much. Don't you dare. 1, 2, 3. And we're
For
up.
years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain context, and once the moment is gone, they transform into garbage. In the context of technology, those moments pass by in seconds.
And then he starts getting all meta.
Over time, we've poured more and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. And you can build culture out of trash. But only trash culture. B games, B movies, B music, B philosophy.
At one point he comes with a statement like something like 40% of people never get past this wall. I've done it. Oh, I've done it. I'm gonna swing up here. This doesn't look pretty. Come on, get underneath. And swing and down. Get down. Swing down. Swing.
Maybe this is what digital culture is. A monstrous
Please
mountain
don't
of
give me
trash, the ash heap of
flipping
creativity's
found
fountain.
poetry.
A landfill with everything we ever thought of in it. Grand, infinite, and unsorted.
There we go. We're in. We're across. Apparently,
There's 3D
there is a way
models
to-
of breakfast. Gen X's fanfic novels, scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff
It's my
scenes on
favourite
LiveLeak.
video on the internet.
Facebook's got
No, actually, my
lifelike
favourite
bots with
video on the internet is the
unbranded
Shia
adverts and
LaBeouf
candid
musical.
shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic failed gifs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded, forgotten, unrecycled, muddled, rotten, untitled.
There is a way, apparently, of swinging from underneath here. So using a bit of swing, and then gripping the ledge, which is a bit higher up.
Everything's
Oh, no.
fresh for about 6 seconds,
Didn't do that
until
fast
some
enough,
newer
that's
thing
all.
beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile,
Okay.
out of style, out of sight.
Clearly, this is not the tactic for me.
In this context, it's
Don't
tempting
fall
to
down
make
there.
friendly
Don't fall
content.
down there.
It's gentle, that lets you
Don't
churn
want
through it, but
friendly.
not
I just
earn
don't
it.
want evil.
Why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things? Oh, you just lost a lot of progress. That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut.
Just as I was about to say. That gap takes you all the way back to the beginning. please remember to subscribe. It does help. It helps the numbers, and it helps me feel better. That's about it. Now I'm going to smash this guy's head in with this hammer. Nope. Okay, fine. Great. Nope. Oh, okay. We're down. Again. That's fine. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Fuck you, coffee cup. I'm the boss now. Oh shit.
Oof, sorry about that.